Guys, this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. I've made my own salt. It was actually a really easy process, and I want you guys to watch along and see how I did it. I know you can go and buy your own salt, but making your own salt, like, who does that? Hopefully you. And this here is where it all started. Bit of ocean water. A couple hours later, we've got a bowl of salt. How cool is that? And you know what? It's not any ocean water. It's my local ocean water. Now I've got my own local salt. No matter where you are, you can have your own local salt going on your own local steak or fish, eggplant, who knows what it's going on. But you'll enjoy it knowing it's been made by you. And that's pretty cool. Let's go back and have a look how we did it. Try it yourself. I'm gonna cook up some fish and see how it tastes. All right guys, we are down at one of the best places known to man to collect yourself some salt water, the ocean. Did you know that salt water from the ocean is approximately 3.5% salt? And that 3.5% is the part that we're going to extract and turn into salt. Step one is going to be collecting some salt water, and then I've got myself some coffee filters right here, and we're going to filter the water out just to make sure there's no sand, seaweed, bits and pieces in there. Collect ourselves a nice pot full, and then get home and get into the action. Let's get ourselves some water. Phone is definitely coming out of the pocket. So is this thing. Oh, electrical tape. Don't forget yourself some electrical tape, because that's what we're gonna put a little strip around the lid to make sure none of that water spills out into the car on the way home. All right, the water is much colder than I thought. And this here is exactly why we're filtering it, okay? We got some bits and pieces that we don't really want. Slow and steady. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now, I don't want to go making too much because this might turn out not to be any good at all. But if I make just enough to test the method and see if it works, we should be in for a good thing. As much as it would be cool having your own salt, this might not taste any good. So Dylan's just gonna take it one step at a time. Right, I'm gonna get one more and hopefully not get wet again. So the shorts are coming up. Oh, look at that go. Whew. This is beautiful. Alright guys, and while I'm at it, the Salty Mac t-shirts and singlets are going to be very close to coming your way. Well, they are very close to coming your way, ready for summer. So drop in those comments if that's something that you want, and I'll try and get in contact with you. And we'll make them happen. We'll make them come. They're coming, they're coming. Now we're going to be boiling this, so any bacterias that try and get into Dylan's salt pot are going to be burnt out. Bye-bye! That filter is obviously starting to get blocked up because it's not coming through. That's a good thing. It means it did its job. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. We're going to get results if we do it. Those last bits, it's obviously too thick. Thank you, Mr. Filter, for doing your job. Oh, while we're here, let's have a little look at how beautiful this place is. This here is one of the only beaches that we're allowed to drive on down our way. And I haven't really come out here too much. I actually remember when I was a boy, Dad brought me down here in our old 95 Pajero, and that's where I learned to drive. So the new rig is on the beach. How good is this setup? We've got the Jarrah bench top, the drawers, the angle, the battery, and I can actually sleep in there. This thing is long enough that my swag rolls out, and it's long enough I can get in there. Me and Molly are pretty friendly, so we'll both fit in there. So how good is this? We're gonna get some wicked adventures happening on this. But for now, let's go make some salt. The idea is this goes on the boil, it simmers down, then we'll be left with like a salt sludge at the end. And once we've got that, we'll get that into the oven to do that final bit of drying, and then crush it up, depending on how coarse we want it, or sprinkle it. I'm really excited. Am I gonna try it on steak, or am I gonna try it on some fish? Goes on, sticky tape around the edge. I'm confident enough to give it a crack. Hopefully it doesn't come out of that little hole too. Just for good luck. I'll let those tyres down to 18 PSI and we just float it across the sand, so we'll nip back past the servo, pump them up. I've got the pump in here, but servos are way easier. So Let's get out of here. All right, guys, we are back at home and we are ready to make some salt. Like I said, this is an experiment, so you guys are coming along with me. We've got the salt water from the ocean. We're gonna do a bit of decanting to try and filter it one last time. So I'm gonna whack all this salt water back into another pot. And then we're gonna filter it through this very fancy looking filter. It's actually designed for coffee, but it's definitely gonna do the job. And we're gonna just slowly add it back on to our pot. And we're gonna have this looking lovely. Sorry, I gotta be open. Molly usually makes these lovely kitchen setups. And she's away on a girls' weekend in Bali, having an absolute whale of a time, I bet. So this is a very bachelor pad style setup, nothing fancy, but let's hope it works. Oop, we're on. Are we on? Yep, we're on. Them blue flames, you can't see them, but I tell you what, they're there. Yeah, we're hot. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna filter these through a couple more times, and then this could take a very long time, so it's just gonna be a matter of patience. We just wanna very slowly, wow, there's so much coming through there. Slowly add this water in absolutely no rush at all. And we'll fill this pot up. Feel that heat coming off. Oh, this makes me feel like summer. Summer is around the corner, guys. We've got the lovely weather on its way. So we've got heat in the pan already. Oh, salty smokes. The vibes are here. All right, guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep adding to this. We're gonna fill it up as much as we can. And then we're just gonna let it simmer away. I'll let you see as it reduces. We'll take a few snapshots, but we're gonna get this going. I don't know how long it's gonna take, so. All right, next lot's going in. Woohoo! All right, that's done. Next one going in. I'm actually surprised at how much is getting caught up in that filter, and I'm very happy that I've chosen to do this because there's been some onshores lately, so there's definitely like a lot of sediment and stuff and sand getting stirred up at the beach, so putting the time in to do this is definitely worth its while. What's the rush, mate? I actually think it's gonna end up working a bit better and a bit quicker than I thought it was gonna. Maybe that's just because of the amount of water that I had, but so it's a game of patience, and I like that. I think I'm a very patient person when it comes to fishing and then cooking and having 4 kids. You got to be a patient person, so this is all good practice. And hey, there's always something to enjoy when you're practicing patience, whether it be a coffee, a pat with the dogs, just tuning out and thinking about your next adventure. You know, what's the rush in life? I like this. And there's definitely a lot of floaters in this filter. I'll show you in a sec. Well and truly doing its job. This is a very cool contraption. Thank you to my friend James and the family for my 30th birthday present. So it's very multifunctional. All right, so as I tip these last little bits in, look at the floaters. We want pure geograph-based salt. Okay, now I'm just gonna add in our last little bit of water. So there are all the bits that came out through our filter, quite thankfully. Isn't gonna be stuck in our salt when we go sprinkle it over our steak. We're not gonna get seaweed salt. Mind you, that doesn't sound too bad. Dylan might have to start trying to infuse his own salt with garlic and seaweed. Oh, this has just got so much bigger. Look at it go. It's like cloudy, very cloudy water. And that's all the salt. Again, starting to thicken up. Wow, look at that. That's salt. That is literal salt. Oh, I'm gonna turn one of these off, calm down a bit here, because it's starting to spit. Let's have a look in there. Wow, that's pure salt. That is sick. That is so cool. Let it cool down, but we'll get these chunks out. Wow. It's so cool. That's like already crystallized. Let's have a look. A little bit of salt. Whoa. That's really pure. I'd read a couple of things about how it has an odd, like a magnesium flavor, which I don't even know what magnesium tastes like. But because the ocean does have magnesium in there, and that's what's so good about swimming for your body. It's just great for your muscles. But I obviously didn't want to taste it because it doesn't taste very nice. Apparently so. I'm gonna spread this out, and this is gonna go in the oven at 180 until it dries out. I don't really, like I said, I'm very much first time player. All right, that salt is going in the oven. Let's go do it. Okay, like I said, it is an experiment. I don't know if this is a roadblock or just a part of the process, but on the baking paper, the moisture's come out and it's sort of burnt. So what I'm gonna do, and what I have done is I've got it here, and it's pretty well just crusting apart now. So like that there, that's salt. They're flakes of salt. That is so cool. I've got a tray of salt there. I'm gonna pick out these little burnt parts because I don't really want them in there. I'm gonna get the garlic crusher and mash it with that. That works a treat. Sea salt. All right, let's get this thing into a jar and go back to where the video started and let's see how it tastes. Okay, I know I said I was gonna cook some steak, but I grabbed a bit of fish out the freezer, and this is a baldy that I shot up in Shark Bay, and I'm really excited to try it. The salt that I made, the Bustleton salt on the Shark Bay baldy. So, little sprinkle on top. Well, it's really cool as well. There's a few little like balls from just in the drying process, and they crush up. I don't know, it's just cool. I think just this bowl of salt is just cool. Look at that. It's like snow. Okay, for the test, actually. Oh, there's something about it. It just tastes oceany. So with a bit of fish, I'm gonna go without the lemon to start with. Just like that. It's the perfect texture, eh? Try this yourself, guys. Try making it. It's an awesome little project, and you've got yourself a wicked little bowl of salt for yourself, for a gift for someone. You know, it's all a part of living from the ocean, living from the land, and having fun. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. See you guys want some fish, I reckon. Hey, before I go, chuck in the comments where you guys are from and what sort of salt you're going to be making. I'm making Bustleton salt, and I don't think you can buy that anywhere. So where's your salt coming from? A little bit of lemon. A little bit of salt.